Alright. Debunk a few of these bullshit armor myths. Alright, so I am seeing a bunch of useless content. Just a bunch of useless content being made about vendor armor. And these big content creators saying, oh yeah, these guys got S tier armor, you got to come get it. It's fucking horseshit, dude. If you're buying armor from a vendor, this better be your first day on the job. Like, you better be brand new to Destiny. Fuck you doing buying armor from a vendor for? Like, ever. Leave me alone, insanity. Check this shit out. See what Shax has, just because I'm gonna shit myself if all of a sudden there's like a 60 plus piece of armor on here. Oh, there we go. Yep, 56, 50, 56, 54. Yep, garbage. Absolutely garbage. You should never ever be spending money on armor from a vendor, man. I guess that is not S tier. I saw a couple of these videos claiming that this is S tier armor. This isn't even A plus armor. Like, this is A. 50 to 54 is A. 55 to 59 is A plus. 60 to 64 is S. And anything over 60 is good regardless. But 60 to 64 is S. 65 and above is S plus. Super S tier. That's the shit you're looking for. Either way, nothing is S tier under 60. Nothing. You may luck out here and there. Maybe. Even this right here. This is not S tier. This does not qualify as S tier armor. This is a great fucking roll for being under 55. This is great because it's a situational piece of gear that you can incorporate for whatever. Maybe you want to use this as, crucible gear. If you want to have high resilience, high intellect. I mean, I'm typically high resilience, high intellect is what I run on my warlock. Almost no matter what I'm doing, and I like to keep my mobility up for crucible. Usually my recov up for PvE. But I was playing a shitload of Iron Banner, so I'm just kind of set up the way I'm set up, running with it. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just with the soloing shit that I do, being able to stay alive is a very good thing, and being able to chuck my super all over the place when I get in tight situations is a great thing. Plus, I'm also running a lot of Manual of Battle Harmony, and I fucking suck. I really wanted to make a video when this first came out, because no one was talking about it, no one was even paying attention to it, no one understood how fantastic the Manual of Battle Harmony is. Not only do you get your super back ridiculously quick if you know how to put the build together the right way, if you don't want to use your super, you still get a boost while just holding your super. You get bonus damage to any weapon you're using that matches the light class you're using. So, for instance, with this build, every one of these weapons will be bonus damage. You have to kill an enemy first for absorption cells to actually start. But if you kill multiple enemies, I think you can stack it up to 10 seconds worth of time where you can just be doing racked up bonus damage. Um, this right here, that's another shit that gets overlooked, especially for warlocks, especially with Mantle of Battle Harmony, any weapon with osmosis. Like, this shit blows my mind. I see so many people trying to do solo shit, and they're like, "Oh, well, you can't. How am I supposed to do this? I can't have all three types of damage on my weapons and shit." Yes, you fucking can. You sure as shit can. I can have Void, Solar, and run an Arc subclass, and then turn my Seventh Seraph into an Arc weapon. You throw your grenade, it automatically changes the weapon damage to whatever your subclass is, whatever light level you're using changes this to that damage. So I would basically be running a primary hand cannon that does arc damage until I stow it. Not until I reload it, until I stow it. So I can keep running around, popping shields, doing whatever I need to do. Osmosis is such an overlooked perk. It makes me sick. Like, literally makes me sick. Um, but anyway, yeah, we'll get back on the vendor topic of armor. That I just showed you, this isn't even S tier armor, but you're not going to see this ever at a vendor. If you did, yeah, I could 100% be on board with these content creators throwing this shit out there, being like, oh, check the vendors, go see that. I've never seen anything over like 57 at a vendor ever, and it's never worth buying. Like, if you want good Crucible armor, you want to get some Cinder Pinion shit, that's good, then you just play Crucible. Go into Crucible and put on your Prosperity Crucible mod, which people don't use, and it bugs the piss out of me. Literally bothers me. I see content creators be like, oh man, if you can get the whatever like this fucking precision final blows and Crucible with a chance to award an enchantment prism or enhancement prism, it's not a significant chance. Even in Gambit, like in order for this to work, you have to be the person that lands the killing blow on an invader, and it has to be a headshot, has to be precision final blow, and you have to be the one that does it. And even then, it's not a guarantee to get an enhancement prism. I think I've gotten 3 of them, maybe something like that. I don't know. Not a lot. Not enough to use. I would much rather use the Prosperity Gambit mod and just rack up a bunch of legendary gear, legendary armor, like this bad boy, instead of buying that shit from him, because you're never going to find a 64 piece of armor in any vendor's inventory ever. I just play and throw that mod on, and boom, here's an S tier piece of armor that I got just from playing, along with a billion other fucking things. Like, I don't ever understand how people are like, oh, the drops for this stuff is so hard. It's just so, I have like every weapon. I don't ever have issues getting weapons. I don't, maybe we're not doing the same shit. I don't know. Like, fucking as of tomorrow, like, my 3rd run through the Jeepstone Crypt. But there's a couple things that I maybe pieced together on why I got it, and some other people didn't. I don't know. Bungie's funny about things. There are guarantees for any weapon that's hard to get. There's like a guarantee formula, algorithm they use, that if you are lucky enough to follow it, you will get it. And I believe that the only reason I got this is because I do not use rocket launchers like I used to. I used to use them all the time. But since I came back to Destiny, I don't use rocket launchers at all. And I went through all the stats on the triumphs and shit, looking at all the weapons that I've used. Rocket launcher was at the very bottom. I hadn't even had 100 kills with rocket launchers since I came back. And that's probably why I got the Eyes of Tomorrow. Just made sense. Like when Cloud Strike came out, and we had to build up all this crap with Varix. Like, we had to wear all this armor, all the crystal green armor and shit and everything to do all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. I ran through like 2 times. I even did it solo legendary, thinking that was going to net me it. It didn't, and I couldn't believe it. And then the next run through, I stripped myself of every exotic, did not use any exotics running through. I made myself severely handicapped, because that's basically what Varix was making us do to get all the mods and shit for him. You had to keep handicapping yourself. And so that was all I did when that shit dropped and I had the Cloud Strike out. I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just handicap myself. I'll put all new shit on. I won't use mods for anything. I'll run a whole bare set of Crystal Green armor, like no mod slotted, nothing. That's what I did. I ran a full set of Crystal Green armor. There was no mods, nothing in it, no boost to anything. And I ran all legendary gear, just basic ass shit, no mods stashed into there, and got. And I also did make sure that I killed like every champion. Like, I had the final blow on every champion. I did the most damage to everything. Like, I made sure I was on my shit. If there was big bosses in the area, I was focused entirely on them and killing them. And the boss as well. Made sure I got the final blow on the boss. Boom, I got it. And again, it could just be regular chance, regular RNG, whatever, but still, you get all these people talking about like how hard it is to get bottomed out. I get bottomed out the first week they released the shit. I have all the all the weapon. Whenever there's new weapons and you want them, go play. Like, go. Gambit's dropping new weapons. Go fucking spend a day playing Gambit, man. Throw your prosperity mod on and go play Gambit. I'm kind of just, I got trinary system first week. I bottomed out of the first week. I got everything. And then I guess they rotated the next week and had like one or two more weapons. I got Palindrome, got Shadow Price, I got everything. All these rare weapons that are so hard to get. I fucking get. I understand why no one else does. I mean, I kind of do. Because everyone's playing Crucible. No one enjoys PvE for what it is anymore. No one likes to do solo shit either for the thrill of it and for the, just the pride and being able to say, yo, I did that shit by myself and it was hard. This bad boy right here, fucking Royal Entry. No one's even using this or talking about this. This is a ridiculous rocket launcher. It is a precision frame rocket launcher, meaning it automatically tracks. You don't need I have a lasting impression tracking rocket launcher. And you don't have to be aiming down the sights either. As long as you aim in the general vicinity of the enemy, this shit is gonna track. Lasting impression his ass. And then do serious damage. I wish I was like 20 again. Or a fucking teenage boy again. So I could just get all my friends that played to be like, yo, watch my channel, dude, check this shit out. Because that's all these fucking kids do is watch other people's channels and then mimic the shit that they have, take their content, literally stealing their content and selling it to their friends. Like, oh, dude, look what I did. Meanwhile, there's a fucking 38-year-old nerd and, chilling up in Idaho or somewhere that actually figured the shit out, put it up on the web, and this little fucker stole it and claimed it as his own. I'm watching many of dudes do this shit now. Like, I've been putting content up, and I'm seeing big streamers literally take my shit. Like, I made a I made a video, and it sucked because one of the streamers was a guy that I enjoyed watching his content, and soloing the security in DSC. I actually followed, guided, used his video for the majority of my loadout. I didn't run a Warmind loadout. He did. He ran a Warmind loadout and ran a couple other weapons that I didn't use, but the initial subclass loadout and watching how he did some things was where I got my start. There's another thing people don't get is it is difficult to do some of this shit on a console. This shit right here is a lot harder to use than a mouse and keyboard. A lot harder to use. Mouse and keyboard, you running in Crucible, you just fucking switch that shit to the left. You've already done a 180 and you can shoot the dude behind you. This shit, I gotta like jump and hold and twist in order to turn around. It's gotta be a whole ordeal to not die by the time I do a 180. Certain, jumps and shit are easier to make with a mouse and keyboard. They just are. You have way more control over a character with M and K than you do a controller. People don't get that shit. Doing this stuff is hard. I need to start fucking with this again too. Fellwinter's Helm, man. When I first came back, this was like one of the first things I got, and I kept that shit on for a minute. I don't know exactly how it works, but I need to play with it. Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of content creators also realizing that all these weapons, all these exotics, everything, they all have intrinsic shit that's not listed. These things do extra things. Some of these things will fucking like give you a boosted 20 to 50 like discipline or intellect or mobility or something like that just for putting them on. It doesn't show it to you, doesn't tell you it's doing it. You actually have to wear it to figure it out. And also playing on PC, you have a lot more programs and shit you can run that will fucking show, your loadout more in detail. Oh yeah, that's another fucking, that's S plus tier right there. That's Calamity Rig, just from playing Gambit and using the damn prosperity mod. So yeah, this whole scenario turned into something way more than what it initially was supposed to do. But yeah, just stop buying fucking armor from a vendor. Don't. That's no. Do not do that. That might be the only thing that you could ever consider, ever. And again, that's like if you're new. You want resilience and intellect. Like, who doesn't? Stay alive longer, get your fucking super faster. Duh. This whole game's about staying alive, having your super. That's pretty much it. Yeah, but you, like, fuck that. 57 for that. And just playing the game. Yeah. I actually think I just got that to drop from Presage. Like, that wasn't even my main reward from Presage. My main reward was, it was on Master. My main reward was that. 1308 Threaded Needle, and then the 1306 Dead Man's Tale. And then somewhere in there I got this shit too, just from running that. You know? And again, that's not even S level, but that's 53, and I would rather have this right here than the 57 piece of shit that Zavala's offering, which is less intellect, less resilience. But I digress. You don't need and or want armor from vendors. Strap on your prosperity mod and go play. You will get everything you're looking for and then some. Promise you. We got S tier, S tier, Iron Banner, S tier, Wild Hunt shit, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. S tier, S tier, S tier, everything. That's all S tier. So just remember, 60 and above is S tier. Nothing in the 50s is S tier. Nothing. A tier is 50s. A tier. B tier was that 40 shit you can find. 42, 48, whatever, that very beginning shit. So stop watching content that's full of shit, basically. Stop listening to content creators just because they're big. I'm showing you right there, they're full of shit. That's a fucking lie. You should never be buying armor from a vendor, ever. None of it is S tier, ever. Never will be. The only way to get S tier armor is to play this game. And you want more of it and better shots at getting it, make sure you got a Prosperity Crucible mod. I keep a different ghost for each occasion. Prosperity Vanguard, Prosperity Gambit. Make sure you got all them bad boys. Whatever you're running, slap it on there and make it happen. Now, I'm going to go play some Gambit. I'd like to get some more bottom dollars. If I can. Damn it, there was something else I wanted to go over. I completely forgot. Oh yeah, I gotta fuck with this some more. I already used Volatile Conductor on my Titan. Like, there's a lot of content creators out there that tell you to run the same tree on every character you have too. That's fucking nonsense. No. No. No, you don't. You want to keep all these, be my guest, whatever. You want to rock all these out, whatever. But there's a dozen weapons that already have this shit built into it. Leviathan's Breath has fucking Unstoppable already built into it. So does Devil's Ruin. Divinity has Overload already built into it. Like, there's a bunch of shit that you can just use. Ariana's Vow has Piercing, and so does Lament. Armor Piercing. There's just a lot of exotics you can use to fill in those gaps. There's one for every mod, if you absolutely need it. And this is all filler bullshit. Like, all this is filler bullshit. Not exactly necessary. I mean, these are nice and Crucible. Just make sure they match. But this is the money shits you want. I just don't use... I may need to start switching that around. I don't use my fucking Arc subclass on my Warlock too much. I used to. And I still keep my Geomags on me at all times, because sometimes I get in the mix there. I actually had to switch to Chaos Reach when the ship first dropped, and they had that the Master Lost Sector on the moon. I had to switch to fucking Arc subclass to get it done. I don't know if anyone out there has volatile conduction on their warlock. I would like to know how you like it. Because it's great on Titan because it's got the Cuirass of Fallen Stars or whatever the fuck it is, the shit that makes Thunder Crash that much more better, like so much stronger. And then having volatile conduction attached with that, I literally just like one shot bosses. I sent fucking Sadia to a whole nother plane the other day for the first time ever. And I'm pissed because I was trying to get the months ago, I was trying to get the Triumph where you only use two of the spheres. You basically have to kill her before you go to the next plane to finish her off. It's basically what you got to do. And I fucking did that. I just did that. I don't know if they removed the Triumph and you can't get it anymore or what. I was pissed. But Volatile Conduction and Thunder Crash with the new Cuirass for the Titan, literally as soon as dude threw the second ball at her and popped that shit, I just boom, busted her with it and she was done. Didn't even get transported to the next plane. So I'm curious to do this on my Warlock. But I'm not hell bent on it. I'm curious about focusing lens too, but I don't fucking play with people, so it doesn't do me no good unless I'm, in some match made bullshit. But even then, I don't do that. These are go-tos. Passive guard, take like 50% less damage while you're holding a sword. You couple that with striking light, that doubles your damage or drops your damage, cuts it in about half or something while you're sprinting. And if you're holding a sword while you're doing it, you'll take no fucking damage running around. So, either way, this stream ended up being way longer. I'm still fucking around with shit because I'm not fancy and I don't have an editor, and I'm just starting to learn this PlayStation 5 fucking basically their own little workshop for editing videos and all that because PS4 never had one. Whatever you upload is what was going. And like I said, you got all these guys on PCs that it's just so much easier to edit shit and make content on a PC. And now PlayStation's kind of stepped up and given us the tools to create that kind of content. So I gotta fuck around with it. I have school and work and a whole bunch of other shit going on because I'm not 13. So I just really haven't had time to. But one of these days I'll start making edited, shortened, cool little videos with nice little sound effects and all that bullshit and make it a little more enjoyable to watch. But honestly, I'm just more about getting the information you guys need to you in a straight up way so that you can utilize it as soon as possible. And especially for the older cats that play that don't fucking have time to watch a 15-minute intro of some dumb shit. But yeah, anyway, I cut it there. And I hope you guys never buy a piece of armor from a vendor ever again. Never. I never have. I never will. I have armor that is stored because shit like Iron Banner armor, same thing with Trials armor, there is a resilience tied into that armor that you are not told about and Bungie doesn't tell you about. Which is why when you go into Crucible and motherfuckers are wearing Trials armor or Iron Banner armor, and you're like, bang, bang, punch, where they usually die when I do that, and they don't die, that's because they take, like, reduced melee damage and some other shit when you're wearing Iron Banner or Trials armor. That's why when you go in, like, open up your Crucible menu and shit, you'll see, like, two teams. One of them's wearing Trials armor, one of them's wearing Iron Banner armor. That's fucking armor you're supposed to be wearing in there. Gives you little bonus buffs and resistances. So it's a little tidbit of information you don't get told because people really don't even know that that's what it does. And sitting over here looking at all these weapons and shit and armor that does crazy shit like the the Peacekeepers for the Titan. If you have a submachine gun equipped with your Titan and you're wearing the Peacekeepers, you get a plus 50 to mobility. plus 50 to mobility. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. That's crazy. Like, I thought Powerful Friends was fantastic for my plus 20 mobility. But there's definitely other shit like that, and I just really got to spend some time and go through some of this shit. Like this, I know that I'm taking a reduction in mobility. I can feel it when I wear this because A, that's the trade-off, right? You get your super back significantly quicker when you use it correctly. But this is a heavy piece of armor. I mean, look at how this shit is strapped on. It's heavy. So those are things that you have to take into consideration, which is, why there's weapons that have lightweight frames and shit like that that make you move faster, or lighter material. Um, mm, this shit, like the stag, people be laughing when I wear that shit. Fuck you. Like that shit keeps me alive, straight up, and my team. It pisses me off. I was trying to use it in trials, and dudes don't even know. I'm like, dude, you see this on my head? You stay, COVID rules, baby. 6 feet apart, but within that 6 feet, so that if I die, you are automatically in a well, like the size of a well of radiance. You're already in one. It'd be harder for you to get killed, and you get your regular rift back just immediately. As soon as you get crit, boom. I mean, and if you're ready to drop it, you're good. I'm pretty sure this boosts mobility though too. I gotta figure out a way to find out all this shit like all these PC dudes do. Anyway, I am going to go get some damn gambit weapons and knock this shit out the way. Because these assholes want to throw a fucking... This is the one? Yeah, this bullshit. I play gambit, so I was already at like, I don't know, Infamy 11 or 12 when this dropped, and it's a lot harder to go up ranks when you're fucking that high already. Fucking ridiculous. But whatever. Get them done. Alright. Yeah, so cut this broadcast. Let's review. Don't buy vendor armor ever. Just play whatever the vendor is. Play Nightfalls, play Strikes, play Crucible, play Gambit, and make sure you have on Prosperity. You will get all the S tier armor you need after a couple hours playing, or just make it part of your regular routine, like I do. It's how you get all the weapons, and we'll have all the weapons. Make a thing of it. Make a habit. Have a day where you're like, yeah, this is my Gambit day. This is my Nightfall day. I do everything. As soon as reset happens, everything I can do, like to knock out quests and bounties, I do them for everyone. So I'll go knock out these 4 bounties in Gambit, might play a few extra rounds, and then come back tomorrow and knock them out so I get the reward for the 8 bounties, and do the same thing with Crucible and Nightfalls. So get and make it happen. I am outie.